Teenagers become an adult on their 18th birthday. Three, two, one. Anyone volunteer?
I chose disagree because I feel like the age doesn't matter when someone becomes an adult. It depends on your mental maturity rather than your physical age. A lot of kids become adults mentally because they're so mature what happens to them when they're younger. So, and then some don't, and they mature a lot later on. Just because it's a number and it's your age doesn't mean that you're necessarily like mentally advanced yet.
I chose agree because it what takes a long time to realize who you are, and I mean you don't stop there, but you grow out of the phase of being a child, and you have a long, super long road ahead of you, and it just doesn't stop. But that doesn't mean you don't stop growing, and so in my opinion, you do become an adult when you turn 18.
Teenagers are forced to grow up too fast. Three, two, one. Volunteers.
I picked agree because I feel like adults have a lot of expectations on teenagers, especially like even your peers. They're like, "Oh, you don't have your driver's license, yes, you don't have a job yet." And like it's kind of like if you don't have those things, they kind of look down on you and you don't have time to focus on what you really are, so you're pressured to have something.
I agree with Natalia that teenagers are forced to grow up too fast. We go from like having to ask to use the restroom at school to having to get ourselves to college or live on our own in a dorm and have a job. Especially like I agree that people have a lot of expectations on us. Like if you don't have your license by the time you're 16, or you don't have a job, or you don't know what college you're going to go to, or you don't haven't applied for a bunch of scholarships. I feel like a lot of the times it comes from adults as well as other students, and especially adults and parents telling their students to grow up too fast sometimes.
Teenagers should become independent before they graduate high school. Three, two, one.
Okay, so I said disagree because like the word like have to doesn't really make sense to me. Like I don't think like people have to do anything. It really just depends on where they are in life. Um if they do feel like they want to like move out, be financially independent, then yeah, but lots of people aren't really like mentally ready for that yet, and I think it would be worse to try to rush them into that before they graduate. And just because they graduate high school doesn't mean they're really an adult. So, yeah.
Flowers can't grow without sunlight, so independence is needed. And my metaphor is that people are flowers. You have to wait until they blossom, and it requires growth. In my opinion, sunlight is the independence, and you see a lot of changes mentally, and you see the world around you. So, yes, teenagers do need to become independent before they graduate high school.
Society makes kids grow up faster than they are ready to. Three, two, one.
I feel like kids nowadays get influenced by society, especially with social media. I've been seeing like a lot of like middle schoolers that act grown up, and I feel like just because of the pressure that society has on these kids, it makes them want to act grown even though they're not fully matured yet.
I said that I agree, but I don't strongly agree because at a point you don't have to fall to the pressures of other people, but there are a lot of pressures from society, both from social media, our families, our teachers, our peers, telling us to grow up faster. But at a point you have to choose what's best for you, and you know if it's best to be independent or to be supported by other people.
We're already surrounded by social media everywhere we go. Like literally, when you turn on your phone, most likely you have a social media on your home screen. You click it, you see like all these TikTok videos, like oh, how he became a millionaire at 18 years old. All these stuff, like, come on, man, you just can't rush it. People are trying way too hard. to be someone they're not.